on Bear Grylls. I've climbed the mountains, and I've fallen back down them. I've jumped off huge boulders, and I've tried to kick over trees. I've been cave diving, and I've seen the sunsets. I'm going to show you what it takes to survive in BC's dense wilderness. Alright, so we're in the remote forests of BC, Canada, and we've been dropped in here to show you how to survive. And on Bear Grylls, and this is man versus backyard. Let's go. Keep up. It looks like we found an old game trail from animals and stuff. Either way, that way or this way, I don't know, but one of them will lead to a water supply, so let's follow it this way. Got a time my shoe. It's coming undone. Did you see that? Some type of bird, probably an eagle. Let's go. This place is extremely rocky. I'm not sure what this could mean. It looks like the trail kind of dies off right here. We're gonna have to make our own way across the stream over here. This stream looks like it's been dry for a little bit. Should be easy to cross. It looks like we're back on the trail, and we're starting to head uphill a bit. Usually uphill is where water isn't, so I don't know if our chances are too high right now. Oh hey, look at this, It looks like there's a bird's nest up there, right over there. I'm gonna have to be able to climb this tree to go see if there's any eggs in it. The one thing to always remember about climbing trees is if it has little knots like this, it's gonna hurt if you go on your belly. So use your knees to your advantage. Now, as you can see, I almost fell there. Okay, fuck it, never mind, let's keep going. Alright, these things, holes like this, tend to happen when a tree falls over. As you can see, the base of the tree is right here. You can usually find animals like insects and snakes in here, but I don't think there's anything in here. It's really dry. I don't see how anything could survive in there. Keep going. You see these trees like this, they're extremely rotten and they have lots of holes in them. That means either burrowing worms or types of birds like woodpeckers come in here and they gnaw their faces into here to try and get the bugs out and stuff. So I'm just going to see if I can pull this over and get what's inside. I'm going to use this tree as leverage. It's too hard. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah. Screw it. I can't get it out. Better drink my own piss. More fallen trees. I'm not going to waste my time going up there though. Those could be pretty rotten for all we know. What's a step? I'm surprised how wide this is, this game trail is. It's gone on for a long time too. Oh hey, wait, look at this. We need to get up there because we need to head north, so I don't see any other way of getting up there but climbing. Let's go. These berries, they're called organ grape. They live on these type of plants right here. We could eat these, but this would make you extremely thirsty, so we're not gonna. Not until we find water anyways. From down there it looked a lot steeper, but this should be a pretty easy climb. We can't trust any of the sticks around here because most of them are rotten. So remember, the most important thing about climbing is always have sturdy handholds and at least 3 points of contact with the face, which is this rock. Oh my god. This moss is making it very hard to climb, but we need to get over. Always test your handholds before you grab onto them. Same with your footholds. See, I almost died because I wasn't checking. Be careful. This is very brittle. I don't know if it's the safest thing to be climbing. See, that handhold just broke too. Although earlier I said there wasn't another way around, I think there's one just here, so let's go this way. Alright, we've gone along the other side and I think this is a much easier way up. Let's try and go up here. Look what I got! Oh, he got away. There was a little snake here we could have had a nice snack of, but whatever. Okay, and remember, your legs are the power of the climb, always. Alright, we just got up that rock face, and you can see these little dips in the land here. Go in here, get close, get close. These leaves in here are brown in color, which means water probably ran through here at one point. But not right now, so we're gonna have to find another source of water. Come on, let's go. Be careful, watch your step. I almost fell right back down the face. We found more trails, but this one's a little bit more spectacular and fishy. As you can see, the little hump of the ground over there with 2 tracks kind of looks like there was a quad ran through here at one time. I don't know. I thought we were in very dense wilderness, but I guess we were closer to civilization than we would have thought. But it's weird because the 2 track things kind of die off over here. Quite strange. Canada and other places in North America used to be completely beautiful, but not after this Scottish broom came in. It really wrecked the place. Come on, keep going. Oh wait, no, look at this. Oh, see these bugs? We could have eaten some of these, but I don't think we can because they're just too small. But this is weird. Looks like it's actually been cut with the saw at one point. Let's keep going, we might be able to find civilization. Most people think sweating's bad, but it's actually, it keeps you hydrated. And the amount of sweat you lose, you always want to try and get it back into your body somewhere. It looks like we've came to another trail, and my shoes are undone again. Looks like I just tied a really bad knot that I might not be able to get undone. But worst case scenario is that I'll have to cut my lace and maybe use it as a noose trap for some wild, like rabbits or something. Let's keep going. The dirt's moister here than most other places. This trail, it looks like it was caused by water and erosion. Let's go up here. There might be a nice pool of water that we can filter if it's not clean. Where the ferns are really tall, could mean there's lots of water there. Let's go check it out. Yeah, sometimes hunches like that just don't work out. It's actually fairly dry right here. Let's go under this log and see where it takes us. This is sort of like a trail, but it also looks like it was caused by erosion. Let's keep going on that same hunch that has failed us at least 3 times before. Be careful, watch your step. This hole in the ground is very suspicious, but we might be waiting here all day and all night to see if we can get anything out of this, so let's keep going. Going through this dense fern kind of reminds me of my days back in the Special Forces. But we were always cutting through dense bush and stuff behind enemy lines. And this is kind of like enemy lines because this isn't our natural habitat and we're not used to it. Now this is very strange. It looks like there's actually holly growing here wildly. That's really weird. I don't know what this means. It's definitely not Christmas, that's for sure. Keep going. Oh, hold on. Spider webs. Those aren't critical to your life, but they're just mainly just annoying. Now this is really weird. There's more holly, and if you see up here, there's actually ribbon on this tree, which means someone has been here before. Let's see where it takes us. Keep following up here. You should try not to spit too much, but if there's something in your mouth, it's probably worth it. Whoa, Nelly. Be careful. You're gonna have to find another way around. Or jump it. It's your call. What do you think we should do, Dave? Jump it? Okay, yeah, let's go. Yeah. Well, like I said before, whoa, Nelly. Here, pass the camera. I'll help you get up. You ready? Yeah, you take it. It looks like we found another trail here. There's actually trails all over the place. It's very strange. Let's follow it down. Alright, so we're still on the trail, come on. And now it's starting to get dark, so we're going to have to find a spot to make our shelter. We're looking for a nice tree with like a Y in it, so then we don't have to put up as much support to make the shelter, because then we can just lay logs in between. And two of them, like two like this, would just be perfect, but the chances of us finding that are very slim. So we're going to keep looking. Let's go up this hill here. I'm not seeing anything yet, but there looks like there's a cliff over here, so we're gonna go check it out. Alright, let's check out this cliff face here. Whoa! You can see for miles over those trees over there. Come on, get a close look. You can just see mountains upon mountains and no civilization. I don't know, but you can also see again those things in the air caused by airplanes, but those are mainly by commercial airlines, so there's no chance they're going to stop and pick us up. Look down here, it goes down pretty far into the valley floor. There's no need for us to go down there, there's probably a way around over there somewhere. Alright, let's find somewhere to make our shelter for the night. It's really thick. Who knows what's in here? Watch your step. Look at this. Come on, get a closer shot. It looks like some sort of logging thing. There's stuff taped to this or nailed to this tree. And here, look at this. This is really rotten. But if you're looking at this is like some sort of soup can. It could be really old, but this would be perfect for boiling water in it if we find any. So I'm going to put that in the rucksack and we'll use it for later. But looking at this, here, come on, get a closer shot. It looks like this could make a good shelter for the night. So we can just take this, get rid of those rusty nails, maybe use some of those boards to put across here, and then fill it with branches. It'll get me off the ground, away from the critters, and it just looks like an all-around good place to set up camp. You gotta watch out for these rusty nails. I almost just got cut by this one actually right there. This would have been good for a platform to sleep on, but as you can see, it's really rotten. It could be good for starting a fire though. Same with all this arbutus bark. This will be good tinder to start that fire. This is a nice sturdy board that can help to make the shelter with. As you can see, I've started to construct the main shelter. I decided it'd be a better idea to sleep under it than above it. And on one side we're going to lean more sticks across it, because this is very well into the tree. So it's a nice sturdy thing to make a lean-to design. They're just going to cover it with a shell now. Alright, so we laid up some beams so it provides a bit more shelter. It's hard to sleep sitting up, but that's what we have to do. My feet might get a little wet, but the shelter's done. It's covered with leaves, so if the rain falls, which it probably won't, because this is dry season, it will just fall right off. So, hey, come on, look at it from this shot. I'll take that tree. That didn't work. Alright, see, it's a north sheltered area. It's going to be some good sleeping tonight. Let's go find something to eat. We're still on our search for food and haven't found much yet. Whoa, 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 look at this, what a great find. You see this? This is what the natives here call a bacon tree. They're 100% natural and they supply great sources of food. As if we just open up the nest there, it's a piece of bacon. This is perfect just to eat as is, so let's see how it is. Oh, You never get used to that taste. It makes you want to puke, but you just have to keep it down because it's good vitamins. This is so freaking good. That's his head right there. I'll save the rest for later. For when it gets nightfall. Awful stuff that is. Keep going. This is how I'm gonna have to sleep for the night, but it's actually pretty comfortable. Nice rest here, but when it starts to get dark, I don't think we'll be able to have a fire because the fire risk is just extreme. It is extremely dry, so we're gonna have to move to a dirt location to have our fire. It would have been nice to have it right beside the hut here, but we can't because it's just too dry and we wouldn't want to burn ourselves down, especially during the night. Let's go collect some wood for the fire. Okay, look, I found a lizard here and we're gonna try and eat it. There it is. It's just hiding right in there. No! I gotta get this. It's gonna make a good snack. It's really hiding in here. It's right there. You know what? I already had that bacon. I don't want to kill an innocent animal. So we're just gonna leave it be. It's not even worth gutting it and stuff. So let's keep going. Alright, we're just collecting wood right now for the fire we're gonna build. And so far it's going pretty well. But I don't know. We're gonna have to get some tinder. Wow, whoa, look at this, look at this. Look at this. See this? This is very rare to find in the wild. This is a McDonald's double cheeseburger. This is an amazing find. There's also some knackers that'll be good fire starter. This is fucking amazing. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Look at that, look at that. You just take off the outer skin and you have a cheeseburger just waiting to go. But the thing you have to remember about these is to never eat the pickles, because if you eat the pickles, you could get a serious infection. And it's a good thing I'm away from camp right now, because you never want to leave the guts from an animal anywhere away from you're going to be sleeping. So that will attract the grizzlies, and they love this place. Dave, gotta try that. This is bloody amazing. This was an awesome find. This is beautiful. This will be a perfect fire starter. We'll keep going. Oh my god, this is perfect. Look at all this firewood we can use to start our fire. Again, this is an amazing find. Let's grab some of this and we're good to go. Let's go build our fire. We can use this plant's seeds as a very good fire starter because this is nice and dry and it'll take alight very easily. So let's just put that with our pile here. And also, we need to finish this fire ring I started to make because we don't want the fire spreading off and burning down the whole floor. So let's go find a nice rock. Very convenient that was. There seems to be a nice rock right here. Oh my god, look, it fits perfectly right in there. Imagine that. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is get out the preferred tool to make fires with this episode. So we just have to open up our rucksack here and get out our barbecue sparker. This is going to be extremely helpful to make the fire with. We're also going to need some small twigs here to start this fire. So I gathered some sticks earlier for that to help. That looks like it could be enough. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get this and get out the napkins and the outer skin that came with it. And we're just gonna flop this up. So we're gonna get that aside, and then what we're gonna want to do is you're just gonna put these dry seeds right in the middle, and then have our twigs close by, right there. And it's gonna close this up, just like this. And then we're gonna get it going with that barbecue lighter, sparker thing. Alright, let's see if we can get this to work. Just gonna put this in here. We need something metal to spark on, so we're also gonna put this in here. I saw smoke there. Seeing smoke never means you should stop. It means you should keep going and give it your all to try and get this to work. Alright, looks like we got spark here, so we don't want to smother it. So I'm just gonna put this across here and lean that right over, and it should roll off just like it did right there. That shouldn't be a problem. That's gonna try not to smother it as much as we can, and just put in some wood. We'll leave this one out because it already has a lot in there to burn. I'll put it right here. So now we just let this go, and in the meanwhile we'll go back to my rucksack and we'll get out the old piece of bacon we had. Here it is. Looks like there's some more Kleenex in there. Alright, here's the last piece of bacon. So what we're going to want to do is find a suitable stick, like this one, and this is perfect because it already has a little jab taken out of it. Just put that on and start cooking. This will taste even better than it was when we found it. Just until it starts sizzling a lot is when it's perfect. Alright, that should be good. Doesn't that look just beautiful? Look at that. It's awesome. Alright, just blowing it a bit. And this is perfect to eat, just like this. Oh, it's amazingly crispy. It's just beautiful. This is what surviving is all about. This fire is really far away from my camp. It's going to be pretty pointless to leave this going because it is just a hazard to everything around me. So we're going to put this out by just kind of letting that off and then putting that on the ground, making sure that's really out right there, and just make sure it's just really dead out because we do not want the spreading. We got the fire out, so now we're going to head back to camp and call it a night. Let's go. It's starting to get dark. It's time to go to bed. It'll be uncomfortable, but it's better than being exposed to the elements. Good night. It's morning time. I'm getting out of my shelter. It was a pretty rough night. Not much sleeping happened. Come on, alright, let's go. I just woke up and the sky is still really pink. It's just frankly beautiful. Come on, let's get going. It's morning time. Time to get going to find my way out. We need to find a nice sunny spot so we can use this trick I learned to establish a direction of travel. But it's just too dark in here and it won't work. We need a nice sunny spot and at least 15 minutes for this to work. We also need to find food. It's starting to get dark. And this path we're on right now, it's really rocky with loose rocks. Like, look, if you step on this, you can come right over your other foot and break your ankle, so be careful here. You know, usually I'm always running down things, but this is too dangerous. If we even twist an ankle out here, we're dead for sure. Again, this is definitely being cut on there. This is quite weird, but there's little fungi that grow on here. If you can just scrape them off, you can use these for good fire starter. I'm gonna put that in my rucksack. Alright, it's in. Let's keep going. Now normally this would be enough sun, but only if it was wide open from all areas. Since it's only coming from that direction, if the stick, which is what we would use to catch the shadow, would turn, we wouldn't notice it because the sun would be in a different spot. This is a good sign. It's some marking tape that says road location caution. It's a good sign. It means there might be a road nearby, so let's keep going. This trail almost looks man-made. I'm not sure though. There's a nice sunny spot up there, but it's not flat enough for the trip to work. We need basically level ground, and it has to be open so sun can be around from all areas. Up there it looks like there's a cliff. We might want to try and get up there, but we need water first. We can't do that, not just yet. This might actually be enough sun. I'm not sure though. Man, looks like there's a sunny spot over here. It's probably going to be better. Yeah, there's the sun. It's what most survivors dread, because it just makes every journey just that much harder. This should work. This should be enough sun. So what we're going to want to do is put the stick down and find, usually you only need about 3 rocks, but two sometimes works, and maybe even 4. It's not my decision. Whatever you think works. So what you're going to want to do is, this being on an angle, we're going to have to change the format for this a bit. But what you do is you put the stick straight up, and there's the end of the shadow right here. Come on, get a closer look at this. The end of the shadow ends right here, right on my glove right there. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to mark that with something easy to see, like maybe a leaf of a plant that's bright colored. Put it right here, and then that's where the stick was. That's where the shadow was. Alright, well, we're waiting for our stick to do the little movement thing with the sun. We've spotted this dragonfly, and we might be able to eat this. These ones I've noticed, the red ones, they tend to not be able to see behind them that well, and you can usually grab them by the back if they don't hear you. But walking in this shallow is going to be pretty hard for it not to hear us. So you just want to get it by the tail, and it got away. It landed again. We might be able to keep doing this. No way. It's just going to lead me on a wild goose chase. I don't want that happening. Come on, let's check out our thing. As you can see, the shadow has moved just a few centimeters, so we're gonna have to wait. As you can see, it's not moving that much, and since we're on a hill, it's kind of going down as opposed to the other way beside it. So we're gonna mark this right about there, and we're gonna make a line between them like this. And we could have waited longer, but this was taking a long time, and because we were on a slant, it was taking even longer. So really I could just use this stick. What we do is we make a line between them, which is right about there, and then that way is north, down the trail. So that actually works out very well. Let's keep going. Let's go. Wait, hold on. Look at this. This will make extremely good fire starter. So it's gonna take clumps of this stuff. We really don't need much because this will catch a spark basically instantly. And put that in the rock stack. And we'll be on our way. Put it right on there. And it's messy, but it's definitely worth it. Let's get going. Find that road that they were talking about on that sign. Oh, that's that tight. There's more of this wild holly. It's weird. I didn't think holly grew wild around here. In fact, an even better case would be if the holly was planted along this trail, would mean that this was definitely man-made, and it could lead us somewhere. Okay, that's been cut again and grown over. That's pretty cool. That must have been cut a long time ago for the bark to start growing over to mend it up. Pretty kale beans. The shade is nice, but we still need to find some more water. It's a shame we couldn't get that dragonfly. Would have got some good vitamin C from that. I think that was a chipmunk. Rather maybe a squirrel, but I'm not sure. There's no point going after it. Squirrels and chipmunks can go a lot faster than us, and it'd just be useless. They have the upper hand like 100, 200% in here. It really wouldn't be worth it. Wait, stop, listen. Did you hear that? I think that's the car. We might be close to a road, but when you when you hear a car or when you see civilization, you can't think you're safe just yet. Because if they don't see you and you get tired and you say slip on this rock and break an ankle or something, you may never be found when you're just that close to civilization and rescue. Never think you're safe until you actually are. One of my favorite survival stories is earlier, maybe a couple months to a year ago. Two men they were friends from work, and they were hiking along trails like this, and they actually slipped into a cavern. They didn't make it. That's not a survival story, never mind, they actually died, so I don't know what. There's that type again. It says culvert. That is a good sign. There might be water in there. Let's check it out. This looks like it used to be an old logging road. I mean, it doesn't look like it. It definitely is. This is a good sign. We're probably going to follow it up that way because there's more shade, and where the sky's really blue like this, I don't know what that means. I was just making stuff up. Let's see if there's water in here. There's not. Bone dry. I'll have to get this thorn on my glove. That rock face we saw earlier on before we waited for the time thing might be connected to this. It might just curl all the way around. So it's probably a better choice to go around it on this road than go over it. So that was a good choice we made. But getting up high, we might be able to see what's around the bend of this trail for a little bit as a good vantage point. I'm going up real quick. I didn't have to do any work to get that off. We're gonna have to be really careful. This rock is just complete slate and breaking. This is quite the easy climb, but when you have very little handholds like this, you could die. Slip right down, and you wouldn't see the light of day again. Alright, we got up this sheer 30-foot cliff right here, and there's no point my cameraman coming up because I'm not going to be spending too much time up here. It's actually, there's a lot of trees over there, so there'd be really no point because we won't be able to get a good vantage point. But there are these berries, and the native people to this land said that these berries are a delicacy and they have treasured them for a long time. But I don't know what these have been growing in, but they're probably safe to eat. Oh, that was absolutely terrible. It was full of seed, and there's just almost no berry in it. It's time to make my way back down. Again, on the way back down is sometimes harder. It's almost definitely harder than getting up, because gravity is just pulling you down, and if you even think about slipping, you could die and slip right down the rock face. This is very strange. It looks like something's been climbing up here before. Maybe bears or raccoons and such. It doesn't mean anything though. Bears don't stay in one place for too long unless they have cubs and stuff. And it's not the season for that right now. Yeah, that's how we do it. Let's keep going. These trees are very weird because it looks like there's just a pile of cut logs and branches there. It's not worth checking out there. Let's keep following this road. As you can see right here, there's more of that fire starter, really good stuff, that's fluff. But we don't need it. Because if we find the conchs people, the people that live here call them, but it's really just tree fungus. Usually lives on rotting trees, logs and stumps on the ground. We can make good fire bundles with that, because that'll keep an ember for a long time. You just wrap that in some like damp leaves, and you can just put that in your rucksack, and then you can have a fire wherever you go. And you can tell this is a logging road because there's very few trees where there usually would have been a lot, and you can see the stumps sometimes through the bushes, but that's how you know there was logging here. We're going to keep following this road, see if we can hear those cars again. Because the sound was coming from that way, and this is kind of heading towards there. Although there is a bend in the thing up here, I don't know what we're gonna do. Most people will just be like, yeah, let's just keep cutting right on through the bush to the cars, but there could be a valley and the sound can travel for a long time, so we don't want to do that. That's not safe. We'd exert way too much energy, still seeing as how we have no water, we have found nothing. Or food really, so aside from that berry, but that was gross. But look here, there's just so many of these berries here. This is actually amazing. And these ones like they would be good to eat. Let's just try one to see how it is. These are called huckleberries, and they usually don't even get this big. That tastes really good. We're going to be taking this vine with us. But in the meantime, you can see this, there is a road here, but it dies off, and it would be easier just to follow it this way. And you don't always want to follow these, but you sometimes can, because you'd be better off following them than not. And going back is always very hard, so you don't want to do that either. if you're ever going survival camping or just hiking wherever, you always want to bring a rucksack. It's a very good idea. And a knife. If you don't have a knife, life will be extremely hard. But if you can find a sharp rock, you can usually do without one, but it's just a lot easier to bring a knife than not bring a knife. And my arch nemesis, Survivor Man, Les Stroud, he says you should conserve your knife, and I agree with that, but he conserves his knife way too much. And it's better off if you need it to use it, you might as well go right ahead and do it. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to just take a branch of these, because this is really good fiber and calcium from this. Yeah, we'll leave more for the next person that's stranded out here. Let's keep going. This was a good find. I've been thinking, and berries being this big means the bears, and especially bears, don't come through here that often, which is surprising since this is a very easy route of travel. But I still can't get over the fact that these berries are so big. I've been in here for a while before we started this, not here but in BC, and I've never seen huckleberries this big. This is really good. It's quite the find because these have juices in them that will keep you a little bit hydrated, not as good as water. You always want to find water. So that's why we only brought one of these. We could have brought more, but I only have so many hands. We've been walking for a while now. We just finished that vine of berries, and we threw it on the ground because we didn't need to pack it around anymore. So this is cool. You see right here, the rock is just falling away from the cliff there. It's pretty cool, but no reason to stop. And sometimes if you see black lines on the rock faces like this, either big or small, it can mean water trickles down them in the winter or just when it's a wet season, but we haven't seen much of that. Usually you can suck the moisture off the rocks, but not today. Well, look at these flowers here. Come on, get a close up. They're blue. There's not many of these around here. In fact, we haven't seen these at all. I don't know if these grow here naturally or if they're planted, but either way is fine. They got nothing for us. Let's keep going. Oh wait, no, look. There's more of this tape on the trees, and you can 100% tell this was logged. There's a stump right there and a stump right here. This stump is huge. Look how big or wide around this is. That's like almost half of me. That was a big tree at one point. Let's keep going. These plants here, I can't remember what they're called. This was kind of a fail on my part, but these usually grow by water, and there is a ditch here. Here, come on, get close to this. There's a track in here. This looks extremely moist. We're gonna have to check it out. It is kind of wet, but it doesn't look deep enough. This is very compact. As you can see, I can step on it and there's barely a foot mark, which means this is very compact, and squeezing the water out of this even through a sock or a shirt would be extremely hard. And we keep hearing these planes overhead, so we might want to start a signal fire, but probably not. Let's keep going. In fact, you can actually see right there, I don't know if the camera can see that, it probably can't, but there's the streaks from a plane crossing. Probably a commercial airline, but there's no point trying to flag down one of those. Let's try and find that road. We've been walking for a while, and as you can see, there's a slug right here. These are what they call banana slugs because they're yellow. You could eat this, but you'd have to cook it first and it'd just be absolutely putrid. And as I've said many times before, we are close to a road, and there's my my rope expert right there. But anyway, we are close to this road we're walking on, so it's we're getting pretty close because this is turning toward the cars we've heard before. This is a good spot to be. We're gonna keep going. Oh, I hear water. Let's go see what it is. Yeah. Look down there, there's a waterfall. Here, take the camera from you. There's a waterfall right there, and it goes through a culvert onto the other side down there. This side looks like it's going to be easier to access, and the water is running, so that means it's going to be cleaner than just stagnant water. Here, take the camera back. I'm going down there. But I'm not going to bring my rucksack because we might slip and fall, and it's just too dangerous. I'm going to put my knife back in too, because I don't want that to really get too wet. And I'm going to get out the empty canteen we brought along with us. If it's in here. Alright, we had to switch memory cards there, but I got the canteen, so we're going to try and traverse the terrain down there and get some of that water. Don't come, just film from up here. This is really brittle and loose. As you can see, I'll try not to slip and fall into the water, even though it would be quite refreshing anyway. Going down like that, sliding on one foot and braking with the other is a very good way to traverse slippery terrain like this, because you have brakes and it's very stable. There's a massive culvert here. Here, throw the camera down, I'll catch it. As you can see, that's where the water's coming running from, and that's where it's going. This water's very clear, so it'll probably be safe to drink. Here, I'm throwing back up the camera. Good catch. Got the canteen out. Now I'm going to fill it with the water. Almost full. Alright, there should be enough water to last us until we get to the road. Now if you can find fern plants and other sturdy plants like this and grab them right by the base, not by this, because as you see that just broke, you can use that as a good sturdy handhold and foothold. You can feel 100% safe putting all your weight on it and you'll still be safe. You know, your viewers at home might say, "Bah, shouldn't you boil the water?" But that looks extremely clear. It didn't smell bad. We're in a remote area, so there's not going to be pollution. So we're going to keep going to that road. Come on, let's go! We gotta hurry! It says Crofton Lake Road on this tree. What? I'm hearing the cars from this way, and I can see an opening. That might be the road. Although lake would be really good, because if it has a name, there might be people living around it. I've done my research, but to make it so I wasn't cheating, I made sure I didn't know where it was, but there's no one at Crofton Lake, so we're just gonna head toward this road. Let's keep going. Let's go, there's the road! I hear the vehicles on the road, come on, run! Let's go, we gotta catch this vehicle! Oh, he's turning in here, let's go! We made it out alive. That's where we just came from, and as you can see, there's lots of cars, and after a long time of surviving in the wilderness, we finally made it out. This time on Man vs. Wild, man prevailed.